Hey guys, it's Hunt for Games, and Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood is a week away, at least until the early access window starts next Friday. Approaching one of my favorite periods in any game's lifespan, that brief window of like 10 minutes where every job in the game feels like a brand new job, no matter how much you've played it. This happens every expansion due to new abilities that rework some of the job's general structures. I mean, sometimes this isn't even a good change. A lot of people were really upset with like the Bard and Machinist changes that introduced cast times with the last expansion. People that were in love with the way the job currently works are sometimes super let down that their job that they love, that they were super in touch with, suddenly doesn't feel like that job at all. But the opposite can be true too, where all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this job sucked, but this one subtle change. Yes. Sorry, I got kind of nuts there. But with Stormblood, it's even more prevalent than ever due to UI changes that are coming to each job and just general overall fluff removal and supportability rework, just a lot of changes coming to the game. Plus, who knows how the new battle style in terms of dungeons and boss fights that we haven't even seen yet are going to change how we have to use existing abilities that so far have gone kind of unused. I'm talking about sleep and repose and other CC abilities. When do we use those? Even the jobs that are mostly staying the same should feel different on Stormblood's release, meaning you have to think really long and hard. Are you leveling the right job? This is my favorite question, and not one unique to expansions. I mean, obviously starting a new RPG in general, new MMO, returning to an MMO after a long time away with all the updates and expansions that could have come out. I love analyzing all the class or job options and picking which one just sounds like the most fun. Now, ultimately, I don't have to stick with that job if I don't like it or I just utterly can't stand the gameplay. I mean, that's the beauty of Final Fantasy XIV's character and job system. But with the new expansion, and one I'm already going to be a few days behind on, sad tier, I personally hate lagging behind everybody else who's getting to see new zones, dungeons, boss fights, while I explored the same 10 feet of the first zone over and over again, leveling every job to that like first new ability and saying, no, next. Look, I'm just setting up why this is such a big deal to me, and if you thought the suggestion of appropriate job research on my top 5 ways to prep for Stormblood was a fluff point, it really wasn't. I would really put it at number 1. This is like my most important thing, but no one would have believed it if I put like number 1, do job research. Everyone would have been like, shut up. So I'm going through ability lists, any details that have gleaned so far about how stuff works from previews, interviews, live letters, trying to see what new job is going to be the sexiest, the most useful, and overall just the most fun. And sometimes it's not jobs that I've played before. I mean, Ninja was boring as hell to me in the original Realm Reborn when it was released, and the few ability changes in Heavensward that gave it a bit more utility and revamp how I use ninjutsu totally turned that around for me. All of a sudden I was like, this job is like way awesome now, and I really didn't like it before. I honestly didn't. But the idea of what abilities do is only half the battle. For me, it's a lot more of like the feel of what it's like to actually play, that visceral connection when you fire off like a fire force, like, and you feel that connection. You're like, oh, and the HP bar drops like crazy. So yeah, I lost my mind there for a second. But next up is just videos. I just have to hunt down every video piece of footage we have of these jobs in action in the new expansion, watching every little bit of footage to see if I can see some of those awesome new abilities, like what jobs are doing. Is there stuff we haven't seen before? Are they doing stuff we have seen before but a little different than we would have expected? Like the warrior stuff. We saw a warrior doing like 5 fell cleaves at once, which was crazy. I think. I'm not really a big warrior guy. My warrior's like 50. I didn't really get into it then. But this is where stuff gets a little risky, because that's when you see stuff like Summoners summoning Bahamut, a long time wish of mine, I might add. I mean, one that transcends Final Fantasy XIV back to another Final Fantasy MMO you might have heard of. Oh my god, if they had let that be possible, I probably wouldn't be here right now, I can tell you that. But that's a perfect example, because I really don't love Summoner that much. It is one of my highest jobs, but 50 levels of that was Scholar. I didn't really even touch Summoner until like 52. I never really gelled on just having the multiple DOTs kind of like whittling down the enemy's health, at some point much more rapidly than at the start, but the micromanagement of the summon, the lack of oomph. I just talked about how much I love the oomph. Summoner's a lot like, I have poisoned you to the point of no return, you will whittle away at my blah blah blah. But that Bahamut, oh my god. Which is why my Summoner is now 59. I had to immediately level it. I couldn't even help myself seeing that stuff. But that's sort of the thing. At this point, the hype bug, it probably bites you, and you'll just have to try it out. You have to hop into it. The game exists right now. We're lucky enough that this is an expansion. So if this was a new MMO, you'd just be sitting there reading as many little details as you could, trying to figure out what was going on and how excited you were watching the same 3-minute video on a job you like over and over and over again. But this is Final Fantasy XIV. This is a game that came out years ago. We're just waiting for the new expansion. So there are plenty of jobs, besides the two new ones, Red Mage and Samurai, which by the way both look incredible, that we can try out right now, even though they're getting new abilities and updates and shifts. If you've never touched Paladin, but the Paladin changes look amazing to you, you can hop on level Paladin. Which is probably what I'm going to do right after I'm done this video. I'm going to level some Paladin. Have you seen the wings? The wings defensive ability? It's like crazy. But this is where I run into problems, because in my top 5 tips for prepping for Stormblood, I almost said Heavensward again. I keep screwing that up. For my top 5 tips for prepping for Stormblood video, I mentioned all the things that I have to go through, the main storyline quest, you know, gearing up to the minimum I-230 to get through the last dungeon, although a lot would say you should be a little bit higher than that to like actually prep for the early levels. And the other things that I suggested are all true. But I keep forgetting to do all of it because I'm just so focused on like, oh, I gotta get this job up to 60 and ready to just jump right into stuff. And it's not there. Most of the jobs I want to try out aren't there. I've got Black Mage up there and I've got Ninja up there. I'm super pumped about both. They both look amazing, and I'm really excited about the stuff they're getting in Stormblood. But Paladin looks really sweet, and I kind of want to have a tank up there. Astrologian looks amazing. That's only like level 53, and they're not going to be ready. They're just not. I'm not going to have time. Because we're at the point where I really do need to focus on my other tips. The tips that are logistically more important for getting you into Stormblood. Like actually finishing the main storyline quest. I'm not there yet. I love making videos about stuff that I'm working on right now. So I want to hear what are your thoughts? What are you guys working on? I know I've been asking in every game video I've made lately, what are you guys leveling for Stormblood? Because I kind of want to know for me. I want to see somebody like really sell me on a job, be like, I'm leveling Paladin because this, and I'll be like, yes, user 813546, you have sold me on Paladin. If it's your first time here on the channel, just stumbling across this, definitely subscribe, because I'm gonna have plenty of Final Fantasy XIV videos in the next few months. As you know, Stormblood unveils itself to me and reveals its secrets. It took me forever to get through Heavensward, so who knows? Everybody else that makes videos on Final Fantasy XIV will probably be at the end of it long before I can. But I still love making videos about this stuff, and I'm obviously very hyped. But definitely let me know what videos you guys are hoping to see about Stormblood or Final Fantasy XIV in general. And definitely check back next week for the next couple of videos. Although my last one will probably be like heading away on the trip. You guys will have to please share in all my videos your comments about what you guys are doing in Stormblood while I'm away on vacation. I'm excited about vacation, and this is my last one. I know I've just had like 3 in a row, but this time of year I like scrunch all the vacations together, and then I don't do any for like the rest of the year. Let me know how you guys are enjoying Stormblood. Please no spoilers. What do you think of the new jobs? I'll probably be asking all of you guys because I won't even be able to touch it. I will be scouring forums like in the bathroom on vacation on my phone, like, oh my gosh, Ninja does what? Anyways, I've rambled on enough, so I'll see you guys next week for more videos. Peace. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, you should totally think about subscribing. I've got videos coming out twice a week, and if you like this one, there's at least a chance you'll like some of the others that are very similar to this, so live dangerously. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comments and other videos you'd like to see. And finally, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Huntin for Games to keep up with all the latest stuff. See ya.